Recording. Hello, this is Geeks Assembled, and we are excited to present the Series 11 podcasts. Hooray, everybody! Woohoo! And we're going to review, today we're going to review the San Diego Comic-Con, the trailer and perhaps the panel discussion and the secret teaser trailer that they released during the latest football match with the World Cup and stuff. And so there's a lot of information and a lot of stuff that's going on. Let's begin with the teaser trailer from the football match, okay? What we'll do is we'll do this really like rapid fire. I remember a certain podcast group that used to do a 60-second thing. So we're going to do, because the trailers are so short, we're going to do this really quickly. You gotta give your opinion and what you think in like within 30 to 60 seconds, okay? And we'll start with the first podcast, or the first teaser trailer from the football match. Go, Jake.
For me, it was a good little trailer to introduce each of the new characters in their daily life, and it didn't reveal too much, which I liked. No spoilers. Everybody was moaning about it, but I liked it. It was a good little introductory piece.
Good. Brian, what was your 30 to 60 seconds on the teaser trailer?
Different. I thought it felt more different than any of the Doctor Who series, or even a trailer for that matter.
Okay.
And so.
Okay, is that it? Okay. Alex?
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, first of all, this is going to be shared to many different groups. And also, the trailers are good. I wish I knew what the theme song was. But other than that, the trailers are good. Obviously,
what about the teaser?
60 seconds, Alex,
right.
to say what you think about that first trailer.
Easy now. So, yeah, they have to reintroduce the series. They have to do a soft reboot. And because the Doctor is not the typical male, hopefully they'll release more trailers. But what I've seen so far is very good.
Okay, what about you, Alan?
I want pizza.
Okay.
It made me want pizza.
That's cool. For me, the teaser trailer was all about the Flash. It was like, here was the Doctor running in, running out, like, Flash, 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 Flash. Anyway, that was my opinion on that one. Okay, now we move to the second trailer, the more elaborate one, and we'll give you guys like 3 minutes to talk about the more elaborate trailer.
What, 30 minutes each?
3 minutes each.
Oh, I thought you said 30. Good.
All right. How about 3 minutes? Okay. So, yeah, go, Alex.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of Matt Smith, but much quicker, and it introduces the Doctor, and it introduces 2 men companions and 1 female companion and 1 female Doctor. And that's what they're trying to do. They have to do a soft reboot of the new show, and from what I've seen so far, it's good.
Okay, go, Jake.
I like the other one. It didn't show too much. No, it's nothing really spoilery, but it showed enough to get you excited, get your teeth into it. Beautiful, beautiful cinematic shots. And I adore Jodie Whittaker so much from that first smell. And I agree with her in her last line, this is going to be fun.
Oh, thank you. Okay, Alan, what about you?
Well, do you know what I loved about it was so fresh. It felt like no trailer we'd seen before. And it does keep a lot under wraps. I mean, we don't know any of the villains. usually we have villains in these trailers, you know, and we usually know all the villains going into the series already. But the fact that we don't even know a single villain, I just love that. And I love that it's so welcoming, because Jodie's got a new face, and she wants to be your friend, and she wants to go on this adventure with us. She wants us to go along with her. It's so inviting and it's so exciting at the same time. And like she says at the end, it's going to be fun. And I bet you it is, because this trailer just was brilliant. It showed enough, and it didn't show too much at all. It showed what it needed to show, and he has sold the show in the right way to welcome everybody, really. This is a show now for everyone. He's opened the doors, and this is what this trailer does. You know, she's looking for friends, and we're her friends. We're the friends that she wants us to come on the adventure with. And that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Over to you, Susan.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, Brian, go for it. What do you think about the Comic-Con trailer?
Reboot. That's what I think. I think it feels like a complete reboot of Doctor Who. In fact, when I watched it, it doesn't even feel like Doctor Who. It feels like a completely different show, and from what I could tell and saw from the Comic-Con trailer, they got different. I mean, from even what they said from even what Jodie's doctor said in the trailer, different times, different places, different faces. That's what it is. They're going to do completely new stuff with this new doctor and this new series. Everything's going to be fresh and new. It's going to be a completely different TV series and a reboot. So,
but let me just add, that's what I like about it. I like it when Doctor Who reboots itself, just like it did from Patrick Troughton to John Pertwee. Was very, very different. And Susan, I don't know whether you've seen the picture of this TARDIS team stood alongside John Pertwee's era of the, who was it now? There's Delgado, there's Joe, there's the third Doctor.
Second season, so season 8.
Oh,
yeah, and it looks so similar.
I didn't notice that.
A good dynamic. They all look great together.
I didn't notice that, but
It's
I
the
did
same
notice.
type of pose.
I did notice that there are three powerful human characters. I assume they're human. They may be alien. It's just my opinion that you know, they were experiencing some new stuff with the Doctor, and I'm thrilled. I agree with Alad, like that she just wants us to be her friend. And I like what Brian said about like there being new places, new faces. And so I'm excited. And I like the fact that Brian agreed with Alex, like the reboot thing. And so when I listened to the Comic-Con stuff, I was delving in to try and see if I could, you know, glean anything, any sort of like either minuscule spoilery type like tells, and it seemed like he was just saying nothing is going to be the same. Nothing is go. Let me finish just a sec. And nothing is going to be the same. Nothing's going to make any sense to. They're not trying to line up with what they've done in the past.
In other words, they're looking to the future, not the past.
Right.
This is moving on now. This is moving on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the other benefit of the show and sci-fi and drama is that you're not supposed to keep going over the same timeline. You're not supposed to be going over the same companions. And that's kind of the problem with Tennant, Smith, and Capaldi, is that they were going over the same companions, the same villains, the same...
I totally agree with you, Alex. I absolutely 100% agree.
And with Eccleston, they did the hard reboot. But the thing is, it's not that they should do a reboot per se. It's that they have to bring back not only the family viewing time and push also for the internet to view it, because this isn't the 1980s or the 1990s, but to say, this is not the same Doctor Who. You're not going to watch the same thing with every single Doctor every single time. You're going to see something different. That's what you watch a show for, too. You watch it for a little variety, for a twist. Not the companion hanging around for 5 years. Not the same villain coming up every single time. And from what we've heard from the producer, it's a new producer, and that's what they should be doing. Every 4 to 5 years is changing the producer to make sure it has variety.
Okay, I want Barry Letts back.
No, he's gone.
Can we just stop this a minute and just run round the room cheering for at least 5 minutes that the Daleks are not going to be in this series?
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Go ahead, Jake. Go ahead.
With Doctor Who, some people need to understand that it is a show based on change and renewal. You're going to get things that some people don't like, and you have the people that don't like it. I'm sure we all know some individuals that don't like the idea of a female Doctor, but then these
no, Jake, I don't know any. Can you name some names? I don't know any. Everybody in Geeks Assembled.
Alan, come on. Don't feed them, okay?
I don't understand why some people go to the internet and try and bring everybody down about it. Like Ian Levine, he's ripping it apart without even giving it a chance. Ripping that poor woman apart, and she hasn't even had a chance to do it.
Okay, well, hopefully we won't have any specific people names. But here's the thing. With science fiction, with science fiction, you are supposed to be able to have a twist, just like other shows did. Whether it's an allegory or a simile or a metaphor or however you want to put it, you are supposed to have a twist.
Yeah, but can I just say
something? It's boring
something?
if you do the exact same thing all the time.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what they think. It's happened.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's happened. Let's move on. Let's enjoy it.
They've shot a whole series. It's gonna be
happened.
It's gonna be what it is. It is what it is, but it's gonna be awesome. I'm excited for it.
I know. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna enjoy it.
I am.
I don't care who else is gonna watch it or who isn't gonna watch it. You know.
It's just that some people are saying, I'm never going to watch the show again because it's a woman. Bye. We don't care.
Well, wait, we do want them to come back, you know, when they're comfortable. But for crying out loud, this is 2018. It's not 1975 when everything was like restrictive. I mean, this is like super empowering. Like everything has changed.
Yeah.
But I just love Jodie already. I mean, I don't know who saw the lead clip here. Who saw the lead clip?
Me. She was great.
She was brilliant in that, the lead clip.
What I saw, though, when she was announced, obviously the Whovian community split in half, and it got so toxic. I think it still is toxic. There's fans giving each other...
Okay, so let's flush the drama. And let's talk about that leaked clip. Okay. On your marks, get set. Alid.
Yeah, but who's seen it? Has everybody seen the leaked clip?
Doesn't matter. Whoever has, we'll give them a chance to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just thought she was just the Doctor from the off. It didn't matter. What I liked is there was a quick comment. It was only a quick comment about her being a female now, that she used to be a Scotsman, you know, a white-haired Scotsman. But the fact that this is still the Doctor and she still had the same humour, the same energy, and she just was brilliant in that clip. I mean, it was only 50 seconds, something like that. But she just stole it from me. She just stood out. She was amazing. Back to you, Susan.
All right. Well, I think that let's ask Jake. What did you think of the leaked footage?
I agree with everything Alid just said. She really stapled herself as the Doctor, and it didn't focus on the fact she was a woman. That's what I was so worried. What so many people were worried about. They were just going to focus on her being a woman. But it was so throwaway. Why call me madam?
Well, can I just say something? I think the problem is the fans are obsessed with her still being a woman, with the Doctor being a woman. But actually, Chibnall isn't obsessed. That's why it's not the focus of the series. Only the fans are obsessed. Only the fans are still going on about it. For Chibnall, it's been his life for a year now, isn't it, really?
Yeah. So, Alex, what did you think of the leaked footage?
Okay, I thought it was okay. I like the fact that they were very quick. They stated it, but they didn't dwell on it, and I'm glad that it gave maybe a little bit of McCoy with a little bit of Smith, but also with her personal touch as well. And again, this is science fiction, so gender has to be a little fluid. Plus, you know, we've never gotten the Ronnie. I don't know why. They've already shown Missy as the Master and vice versa. They've already shown the other Time Lords and Capaldi's time and even Matt Smith's time switching genders. And the important thing is, as long as you like the basis of the show, as long as it's well written, as long as the story gets its point across and it's science fiction, that's fine. As long as the Doctor doesn't turn into a cat, I'm fine. Okay, so let's get over this.
Wait. What's wrong with cats?
Yeah.
Let's get over this gender
my
thing.
pussy's very. You've upset my pussy now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry about that, but let's get over this gender thing and concentrate on good writing and good characters.
Exactly.
Thanks
for common sense, Alex.
I thought the leaked footage was incredibly dark. It looked like a very spooky, very scary sort of environment. And I'm excited to be scared a little bit by Doctor Who. The silence kind of freaked me out when I first saw him. And I love the fact that they scared my dear family member so much that that family member hasn't been allowed to watch Doctor Who yet. So, I mean, we've got some, it's got some meat, some gristle in there, and so that's fun. And so I'm excited for that. Go for it, Jake.
I'm going to take this moment to talk about scary monsters in Doctor Who. It's all right using them like Weeping Angels. They're all right in their first episode, but the more times you use them, the less scarier they get. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They're sort of like
Well, I want to add something as well. Because I haven't liked this about New Who for years, is that Doctor Who became Monster of the Week. Doctor Who is not a Monster of the Week show. The classic Who was never Monster of the Week, and I've never liked it. When it was introduced, I think Stephen Moffat was the worst for it, doing Monster of the Week. I hated it. I've always hated it. I don't even think you need monsters every episode.
Yeah, you don't need monsters every episode.
Exactly. No, so I'm glad that Chibnall seems to be getting rid of that, knocking that on the head. Let's have proper stories, not this Monster of the Week crap.
Yeah, I agree with what Alid said, because sometimes humans can be worse monsters than actual monsters. We need a really dark historical story.
Okay,
exactly. I like the historical story of Argos era.
Well, Capaldi, the last season, it was working with Capaldi. He didn't have a Monster of the Week. I think the issue is they have to balance it, and the BBC does seem to have a little bit of trouble with balancing it. They want everybody in the world to watch, or they want a gimmick. It's time for good stories and good characters, and let the audience make the decision. Stop being so gimmicky. Because then the problem is then it just becomes like a plot device. You need good stories, good characters, and good writing, and hopefully the audience will follow. That's all you need.
But like Chibnall said, this is now about opening Doctor Who up to everyone, to inviting everybody in. This is a show for everybody. And do you know what? I believe that's what Doctor Who is and always has been and always should be. So the fact that the Doctor's a woman is in keeping with the heart of Doctor Who. It is the heart of Doctor Who to be inclusive to everyone, to allow everybody to enjoy the adventure. And I think that is the right way for Doctor Who and always has been. I don't think Doctor Who should ever shut its doors to anybody. I think it should be open for all and always be that. And I think it has. And I think a woman doctor and all these amazing companions just opened that door even wider. So I welcome it. I really do.
Okay, the final thing that we wanted to talk about was never mind.
Posters, Sonic Screwdriver,
Yeah, we
posters.
can talk about any of that. Let's do it.
Merchandise. One good thing about this series, it's revamping all the merchandise. So it makes Doctor Who more popular because we're going to see his bright packaging on shelves, like the doll. I want one. The way is people going, oh, shells. I'll have 10, I don't care. I'll wear a 13 cosplay and, well, run. I can't run. But waddle around my garden with my little 13.
I can imagine you in a 13 costume with your 13th doll. Literally having 13 of them. But I actually like the Sonic Screwdriver, actually. This is my favourite Sonic Screwdriver in a long time. I like the way it lights up. It's like yellow and it's silver and yellow, isn't it? It lights up on the side. And it's got like that crystal.
It looks really metallic and really like, you know.
It doesn't look like a toy, which I've always thought the Sonic Screwdrivers look too much like a toy, especially Tennant's one. This doesn't look like a toy. But I also like the posters that they've shown off because they're really bright and colourful and it stands out. One of the other things that I've not liked about Doctor Who over recent years is some of the posters have always looked drab and boring and dull. And I think Doctor Who should have colour because colour makes us look. As human beings, we're very attracted to colour. You know, you don't have your phones in black and white, do you? You have your phones in colour because we are attracted to colour. So I think Doctor Who should be as bright and as colourful as possible, especially the posters. Yes, Alex?
So, well, again, you know, I think somehow it got stuck in a rut with Matt Smith and Capaldi. They tried a little bit of different things, but they should have changed it every single year or every 5 episodes. And it got stuck in a rut. It's same monsters, same companion. The Sonic Screwdriver is a magic wand. They need to they really need to change it up and bring variety back. Bring back the you know, people wanting to watch it going, this time I'm not going to know what happens. There's not going to be the same old plot device, the same old gimmick, the same old magic, this and that nobody can explain. They need to change it up and go back to the old days or when you were first watching Doctor Who, that you didn't know what was going to happen. That's the challenge. You didn't know what the Doctor was going to do. You didn't know what the companions were going to do.
That's what excites me about this series coming up, is that it's not looking like the Doctor Who that we've had in the last few years. It's looking different. And I agree, the Sonic Screwdriver, all I want it to do in this series is open doors. I don't want it doing anything else. I don't want it being a magic wand. I don't want it shooting lasers, or I want
it to be able to medically diagnose things.
Oh yeah, medically diagnose.
Because that was like one of the interesting things that Fourth Doctor's screwdriver he used. He was like, you know, he was able to tell something of the inside of people by
But it shouldn't save. It shouldn't save the day. It should not save the day. No, that's why I don't like it. No.
What, Jake?
It's a piece of equipment, and in the toy, no one's mentioned it yet. It's the crystal comes out a bit and spins on the toy. So I'm just wondering how that's going to work itself into the series, because I think that's really interesting. Because there's some not so nice people being inappropriate about it, but I like the design for it. It's better.
Yes, I like it.
But they've always been inappropriate with it since River. I mean, since everybody. I mean, I'm glad that they never gave Romana one, but had they given Romana one, it would have been the same.
Yeah.
And
a curved Sonic will have her hold it easier. That's the thing with the curved thing. So they should go like that and stuff. It's
ergonomic.
Like fly out of her hand, sort of thing, and into someone's eye.
Right. Yeah, I agree. But I think
I like as well, we've seen no monsters, like I keep going back to, which is really exciting because, in a way, I don't want to know who the monsters are until the first episode, in a way, because I think that makes it even more exciting. I think knowing the monsters in advance just takes something away. It takes the threat away. You remember, like Earthshock. Imagine seeing Earthshock and you didn't know the Cybermen were going to be in it, and then suddenly they're there. I mean, I know it's not going to be a classic villain, but still, seeing any villain, a new villain, just like that, is so exciting rather than being shown beforehand. I think.
Yeah, and if they are properly villainous, like one of the things that was hanging me up about like the recent things is that, you know, the Dalek turns good, the Cyberman it becomes handles, the mummy, the mummy's just an old soldier. I mean, like,
and then you got Strax and things like that. Yeah,
but Strax, I mean, yeah. So I mean, like, there's proper villainry, and then there's you know, just giving all these old villains a redemption arc, and that was a little. It was hard to have both the companion and the story and the villain all have a redemption arc going on at the same time. That was hard.
I totally agree. Jake wants to ask a question.
Yeah, I'm going to touch on what Alid said about how good the Earthshock ending would have been. Can we imagine how good the World Enough in Time and the Dr. Falls would have been if we didn't know about the Mondasian Cybermen, if we didn't know about the Master, if we didn't know about the first Doctor showing up. And I'd have liked it if Jodie Whittaker wasn't announced until Christmas Day.
Well, they couldn't have kept that. To be fair, they couldn't have kept that. But there is one thing I wanted to add, and I can't remember what it is because the time has just come up and it distracted me.
Yeah, that happened to me earlier, and I was gonna. And the thing I was going to talk about was the oh geez, there it goes again. All right, one more go around. Anybody else have anything else to add?
Jake?
I'm rather looking forward to the new TARDIS interior. Do you think it's going to be crystalline like the Sonic Screwdriver? Because that's kind of...
I can't tell you.
Oh. By that smile he's giving, I think it is.
You might have already seen it, but you just don't know it.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Or some of it.
I mean, again, you know, they need to bring back the challenge. They need to bring new characters. They need to bring new stories. They've got a new Doctor. It's time to, you know, it's not just the reboot, it's variety. And I think that'll keep it going year after year. If they keep using the same people and the same villains and then giving away the gimmick or giving away the story too early, you know, it takes away from the fascination. It takes away from the wonder. And that's the point why,
we're all talking about it more because we don't know really what's happening. So it makes it even more exciting. Yes, Jake?
I want to touch on what Alex said. We need a monster that is so threatening.
Can I just say you're doing a lot of touching? It's a bit worrying.
Even the Doctor doesn't know what to do, sort of thing. We need to see that this new Doctor in a state of peril where she...
Oh, I just remembered what I was going to say. Sorry, Jake.
There we go, carry on.
We need death back. The Doctor's greatest companion is death.
Mm-hmm.
And we need people to die and stay dead. Because Doctor Who has had no consequence for a very long time. The series needs consequence to have weight to it, so we can put emotion.
Since Bad Wolf.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. We need consequence. Remember in Bad Wolf, remember she was rumored to be a companion. Do you remember Linda with a Y?
Oh, I loved her.
Yeah, and then suddenly she was dead. She got killed by a Dalek. Do you remember? They blasted. You thought they were going to come through the door, and then the Daleks came up outside and blasted her. And she stayed dead.
Right.
She was dead, and that was so impactful. It was so impactful. You felt something. You felt sad.
Right.
That's what we need to feel again. You don't feel sad if 1 minute Bill gets turned into a Cyberman and the next minute she's immortal, wandering around the universe with the love of her life. I mean, this isn't a fairy tale. And that's one thing I want gone. Doctor Who is not a fairy tale.
Like what Alex
needs
said,
death.
It's hardcore science fiction, not a fairy tale.
Well, I wouldn't say hardcore. I would say, sorry, Jake. I would say that the issue is they had the same producers for too long. You need to change it. You need to have better writing. You need to have companions. You need to have a good story, because that's what made Pertwee good and Tom Baker good and Colin Baker good, was that they brought back the variety. They brought back, you didn't really know what was going to happen. And the problem is, again, I don't know who suggested it, but they got too gimmicky. They got too, let's do the same thing, or let's have the magic resolution, or let's not have magic trees or puddles that bring you back to life, or the moon's an egg, or the Doctor riding a tank.
I remember what it was. There it went again. Oh dear. No. I don't remember.
Okay, well, we may have to wrap this up anyway, because
you've got 5 minutes to get there, Susan.
Number one, it's been,
I'm going to keep working on it.
You know, we don't want this 40 minutes long for an introduction, but...
quick.
All right, finally, I just wanted to, refresh people's memory that Chibnall stood in front of Pip and Jane Baker and some other people, and completely dissected and destroyed and demolished Doctor Who, and so
he lambasted the show.
He lambasted the show. He hated it, and he was a deep fan. And I just want him to step up to the plate, to hit a home run, to in cricket to hit his century, and I mean he can't. If he doesn't score a goal with this, if he doesn't achieve good things with this, I'm really going to be sad.
If he does a bad job, that clip is going to be played over and over again.
But I mean, as a fan, I want him to win.
Oh, of course we do.
Well,
we all want him to.
Obviously we want the show to keep continuing. However, we don't know what the BBC is going to do. We don't know how the audience is going to react. Hopefully they give it more of a clear and open chance, a fair chance, because I think the BBC also has gotten a little too stuck in its ways, and it's not going to have a lot of good continuing shows if it keeps getting stuck in its ways, because there's the internet now, there's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's many different ways now. This isn't the 60s, it's not the 70s, even though they had wonderful villains and a lot of variety in the stories. This isn't the 80s with the same producer all the time. This isn't the same from the 2000s that they had the same monster coming back constantly. You need variety. You need challenge. You need
Exactly.
wonder coming back into the show to give it new life. And that's what it's about. It's about, yes, you can have similar things, but you got to have variety as well.
Alex, I'm sorry to cut you off because we've only got 3 minutes, and I think
let me just
have our final say.
We've already done. Haven't we done everything, or do you guys want to go around one more time?
Well, we can go around saying how excited, whether we're excited or not.
All right, go for it.
How
Go,
excited.
Alan.
Yeah. Well, I've got to say, I'm so excited for this series. I really am. This is the most excited I've been for Doctor Who in such a long time. It feels fresh. It feels new. And it feels like, for me, this could be a new golden era of the show. And all I can say, the football may have not come home, but Doctor Who has really come home. Doctor Who is back.
Cool. Jake?
I'm going to agree with what Alan said. She is the Doctor, whether you like it or not.
Alex?
Okay. Well, like I said, hopefully even if they only give us 11 stories and then a rest for a year, they need to bring back, like what I said, the variety, the wonder, and unpredictability, and really good stories. And I think that'll keep it going. And hopefully the BBC will count the internet exposure as well.
And I will say, I welcome a female doctor. As a woman, I am thrilled by this whole thing. I'm glad that the excitement is there amongst at least our little tribe. So yay! Let's see you in a couple months when we actually get a show. Okay? Hurry up, hiatus. I'm tired. I don't want to wait anymore. Okay. That's all. Geeks Assembled out.